माधव कुंज बिहारी। नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरा भक्तवृंदा। कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरा भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्री प्रहलाद नरसिंहदेव भगवान की, संताई गौर सुंदर की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Taking from Gantra Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 24, entitled as Chanting the Song Sung by Lord Shiva, text number 63, Gantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. त्वमेका आद्य पुरुष सुप्त शक्तिस् तया रजा सत्व तमो विभिदयते महान अहम खम मरुद अग्निर्वारधरा सूर्य सुरस्यो भूतगण इदं यतः त्वम् एक आद्य पुरुष सुप्त शक्तिस् तया रजा सत्व तमो विभिदीयते महानहं खम मरुद अग्निर्वारधरा सुरर्षयो भूतगणा इदं यतः त्वम् एक आद्य पुरुष सुप्त शक्तिस् तया रजा सत्व तमो विभिदीयते महानहं खम मरुद अग्निर्वारधरा सुरर्षयो भूतगणा इदं यतः Word for word meaning. Tvam, your lordship. Eka, one. Adya, the original. Purusha, person. Supta, dormant. Sakti, energy. Taya, by which. Raja, the passion energy. Sattva, goodness. Tama, ignorance. Vividyate, is diversified. Mahan, the total material energy. Aham, egotism. Kham, the sky. Marut, the air. Agni, fire. Va, water. Dhara, earth. Surastaya, the demigods and the great sages. Bhuta Gana, the living entities. Idam, all this. Yata, from whom. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: My dear Lord, you are the only supreme person, the cause of all causes. Before the creation of this material world, your material energy remains in dormant condition. When your material energy is agitated, the three qualities, namely goodness, passion, ignorance, act. And as a result of the total material energy, egotism, ether, air, fire, water, earth, and all the various demigods and saintly persons becomes manifest. Thus the material world is created. Once again, my dear Lord, you are the only supreme person, the cause of all causes. Before the creation of this material world, your material energy remains in a dormant condition. When your material energy is agitated, the three qualities, namely goodness, passion, and ignorance, act, and as a result the total material energy, egotism, ether, air, fire, water, earth, and all the various demigods and saintly persons becomes manifest. Thus the material world is created. Purport: if the whole creation is one, that is nothing but the Supreme Lord or Vishnu, then why do the expert, the transcendentalist, make such categories as are found in the above verse? Question mark. Why do learned and expert scholars distinguish between matter and spirit? Question mark. In answer to these questions, Lord Shiva says that spirit and matter are not creations of various philosophers, but are manifested by Lord Vishnu, as described in this verse. Tvam eka adya purusha. Spiritual and material categories are made possible by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but actually there are no such distinctions for the living entities who are eternally engaged in the service of the Lord. There is only a material world for those who wants to imitate the Lord and becomes enjoyer. Indeed, the material world is nothing but forgetfulness of the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, the creator of everything. The distinction between matter and spirit is created by the sleeping energy of the Lord when the Lord wants to give some facility to those living entities who wants to imitate the Lord in his enjoyment. It is only for them that this material world is created by the dormant energy of the Lord. For instance, sometimes children want to imitate their mother and cook in the kitchen. And at such a time the mother supplies them with some toys so that the children can imitate her cooking. Similarly, when some of the living entities want to imitate the activities of the Lord, this material cosmic manifestation is created for them by the Lord. The material creation is therefore caused by the Lord through his material energy. It is by the glance of the Lord that the material energy is activated. At that time the three material qualities are set into motion, and that material energy is manifested first in form of the Mahat Tattva, then egotism, then ether, then air, fire, water, earth. After the creation, the living entities are impregnated in the cosmic manifestation, and they emerge as Lord Brahma and the seven great rishis, then as different demigods. From the demigods come human beings, animals, trees, birds, beasts, and everything else. The original cause, however, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as verified herein. Tvameka Adya Purusha. This is also confirmed in Brahma Samhita 5.1. Iswara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Those who are covered by the material energy cannot understand the origin of everything is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. This is summarized in the Vedanta aphorism Janmadyasyatah Vedanta Sutra 1.1.2. Krishna also confirms this in Bhagavad Gita 10.8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. I am the source of all spiritual and material world. Everything emanates from me. The wise who knows this perfectly engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. When Krishna says that he is the origin of everything, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavaha, he means that he is even the source of the Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, the Purusha Avataras, the material manifestation, and all the living entities within the material world. Actually, the word Prabhava, creation, only refers to this material world, for since the spiritual world is eternally existing, there is no question of creation. In Chatusloki of Srimad Bhagavatam, the Lord says, Aham eva sham eva gre. I was existing in the beginning before the creation. Bhagavatam 2.9.33. In the Vedas, it is also said, Eko Narayana Asit. Before the creation, there was only Narayana. This is also confirmed by Sankaracharya. Narayana Paro Avyaktat. Narayana is the transcendental to the creation. Gita Bhashya. Since all the activities of Narayana are spiritual, when Narayana said, let there be creation, that creation was all spiritual. The material only exists for those who have forgotten the Narayana is the original cause. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langyayate girim yatkripatamaham bande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyam Iswaram. One time, Guest Rasraj Prabhu was giving a presentation in Chennai. Some conference was there. So there was some argument, and person says referred Newton's law. Then he asked him, why you are calling gravitational law as a Newton's law? Then because he has discovered it, doesn't mean that it is Newton's law. Actually, it is God's law. The gravitation force is made by God. We have named after Newton, but doesn't mean that it is Newton's law. It's actually, it should be Krishna's law, because he has only created this gravitational force. But we, in the general language, we get used to so much thinking that it is Newton's law. Actually, it is Krishna's law. Everything is created by Lord. Isa vasam idam sarvam. Everything belongs to Lord. Everything is owned and controlled by Him. So this is the fact. But then we are so day to day things, we get so much overpowered by material scientific theories that we think that that is all in all. Actually, all these things we are trying to understand through our Hanumana process or the scientific hypothesis that this may be like this. It's like all atomic structure, all various other theories, momentum, or and both in micro and macro level. So we are all trying to, by different experiments, and we are trying to hypothesize and theorize. But that all may be true, may not be true, because we are subjected to these four limitations. We know our instruments are or our senses are imperfect. We are subjected to illusion, cheating propensity, all that is there. With all those defects, we are trying to understand and theorize something. There may be a chance that it is satisfying all our permutation and combination, but there will be some scope that it may not also. And therefore we see that time to time these all theories keeps changing. After some time there will be another theory. They will find that this explanation is better than other explanations. So all that may be true, may not be true. All our scientific understanding is keep more and more get tuned. But here what is explained here is the absolute truth. That's how the creation was taken place. The creation is not taken place by selection of species or gradual evolution through the chemical process. It is all has evolved. It has all appeared from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it is so wonderfully explained that all the species was created by Lord Brahma. It's not that one by one from one molecular amoeba, another multimolecular living entity came from there, more complicated living entities appeared like that. It is not never like that. It is in Vedas, it is explained all that is created as a stage. It is created by the Lord Brahma. They are all existing together. And similarly, it is described how a whole material creation is taken place. It is taken place by the will of the Lord. By Lord thought that let there be creation, so creation took place. How it took place? Just by this will of the Lord, because the Lord is not like ourselves. We are infinitely small, so we are thinking is only small, but the Lord is Vibhu, unlimited, and He has got unlimited potencies, and all His potencies work very wonderfully. and whatever he thinks, everything is carried out so wonderfully and so quickly. It seems that everything comes automatically. Let there be creation, there was a creation. So this is this like in any automated system, we just switch on this, uh, uh, push on one main button and everything is started. The whole big factory has started. The all big machinery has started working, moving, and product is coming out, just by giving one function. How is that? Because everything was set already, and just as soon as we press that, everything starts rotating. So similarly, as the Lord thinks that let there be creation, all his energies, they work so wonderfully that creation takes place. So Janmadyasyata, this is our Vedanta Sutra or Vedic scripture saying that everything is coming from him. Janmadhyasata, everything. Janmadhyasa, he is the beginning and end of everything. He is the creator. Krishna himself is telling Aham Sarvasya Prabhava. Prabhupada is quoting so many verses. The Lord Sankaracharya is telling that Narayano Prabhu Avektat. So he is the transcendental to material creation. So the Lord exists from before material creation, and material creation is coming from him. So this is the fact. Material creation is coming from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the source of all the material creation. Isvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadi Radhi Govinda Sarva Karanam. He is the final cause, ultimate cause of everything. We want to trace out who is our ultimate father, then we can just keep on tracing and finally we'll reach to Lord Krishna. That will be the full stop. So it's described that how the creation takes place in very, as like just a glimpse of that it is given. That's how the max we can understand like that. It is said that the Lord, he expands himself as Mahavishnu and he lies in a Karana ocean, and then from him his when he is breathing out, then so many universes, they as a bubble from there, his hair hole, they come out. And the Lord, when he glances over his material energy Mahatattva, then he impregnates all these universes with the living entities. So when the Lord is glancing over this unmanifested material elements, this called Brahman, then when the Lord is glancing over them, then it is from that the three modes is coming. It's coming from it's coming goodness, passion, ignorance. So it's like it's the whole of material elements is getting stirred, and then from there the combination of this three modes and Mahatattva, false ego is coming. This is a false ego is also element. Krishna is telling Bhumi Apo Analo Vayu Kam Mano Buddhi Revacha Hankara Mityam Me Bhinna Prakriti Rastada. So there are 8 different elements, 5 gross, Panchabhuta and 3 subtle elements. So mind, intelligence and false ego. So the false ego is being created, and then false ego again interacting with the mode of goodness, passion and ignorance, and then we see that how the mind intelligence also is creating, and then further there is a creation of the sound, and there is creation of ether, and their combination is one after another. All the Panchabhutas are created. How this is water, they all come first into subtle elements and then they manifest into gross elements. So the whole material creation takes place with all these elements, and then the Lord from his he enters inside each of the universes. From Karanodakshai Vishnu, he further expands himself as a Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and he lies down in a Garbhodaka ocean. This Garbhodaka ocean is a transcendental sweat of the Lord, which fills the half of the universe, the Brahmanda. Half of the Brahmanda he fills, that is Garbhodaka ocean. In this ocean, the Lord Garbhodakshay Vishnu, he lies down. So in his from his navel, without the help of Lakshmi Devi, uh, from his navel appears a lotus flower, and the lotus flower, Lord Brahma actually he manifests. So that's how the first living entity is produced. This is what we are singing every day. That Sakalendi Vitti Manti Pashyanti Panti Kalayanti Chiram Jaganti. So the Lord, all the bodily limbs are transcendental. They are all can he can perform any activities from any part of his body. Like we can only see through the eyes, or we can only hear through the ears. So, but for the Lord, his limbs are not like that. He can perform any activities. He can just by see and eat. This is how we are offering bhoga to the Lord. When we offer bhoga to the Lord, just by looking at it, the Lord accepts all the bhogas. And by His causeless mercy, it remains same. And when we take this becomes as a prasadam, and we distribute it. So similarly, the Lord is just he's glancing over the material nature, and the material nature is getting impregnated. And similarly, from his lotus navel comes a lotus on which Lord Brahma manifests. He is the first living entity. So already the material world is impregnated by the Lord by various living entities. Now Brahma is empowered by the Lord, and he does the secondary creation. The primary creation is already done. All the material elements are created. Then the Lord Brahma is empowered with sufficient potency, so sufficient intelligence, and he creates various types of living entities. There's so many different types of species he creates. And he creates also both male and female. So once he has created male and female, they keep producing, and their population keeps increasing. It doesn't have to create in each one of them. He just set up the system, and then it keeps rotating. So that's how the Vidhi, Lord Brahma has created. He does the secondary creations. We know how first from Lord Brahma's thoughts, four Kumaras come. These four Kumaras, they are ordered by Lord Brahma to increase the population, but they are infused with spiritual understanding, and they don't want to get entangled in this material world. They think that no, we'll cultivate knowledge, and we will practice spiritual life, and we will go back to Godhead. So they are not interested because of the higher cause. They actually ignore order of his father. And Lord Brahma, a little disturbed, but then he leave it because they are doing for something better. He understands that, and he leaves it. He doesn't take that very offensively. Then further he creates Narada Muni, and then he creates Lord Shiva. Then Lord Shiva starts doing the destruction. Then he sets him right, saying that you go and perform meditation, and you stop all these things. Then he goes and starts performing meditation. And then further he creates Daksha Prajapati, and like that Swambhu Manu, and then they starts populating the world. So various living entities, they appear. The 7 sages are there. They get married to daughters of Swambhu Manu. So the different sages, they so all become Prajapatis. Kashyapa Muni, we know the Prajapati. He's got so many 13 wives. From there, his wife Diti Daitya comes. Aditi, Devas come, and Devas and Asuras, they come from like this. So all the living entities, they are populated one after another. Demigods, then human being. So this is what it is explained. This all material creation is finally coming from the Lord. After creating all these living entities, it is not everything is done. The Lord also maintaining all the living entities. All the living entities are maintained by the Lord. Therefore, when we say this thing, Bhoktaram Yagatapasam Sarva Loka Maheswaram Suhidam Sarva Bhutanam Gyatva Mam Santim Rikshati, the Lord is the only well-wisher of all the living entities. He is only maintaining. It seems that mother and father, they are taking care, As soon as the child is born, mother is supplied with a sufficient profuse milk, and the child is taken care. So it seems like mother is feeding the child, but who is supplying the milk? Actually, this is all arranged by the Supreme Lord. So through the various agencies, he is taking care for all of us, and all his various agencies are nothing but his energies. All of us, we are Krishna's energies. So through various of his energies, agencies, the Lord only is taking care. So therefore, we should understand that he is our real well-wisher. And when we understand this, that the Lord is actually is taking care from all the time at all places, we can only be obliged to him. We can always remain obliged to him. That how he is, like how we become very obliged to our parents, or sometimes the friends who is helping us. And first we become obliged, and then we understand that how selflessly he is doing this. Is that nothing is he doesn't need anything in return. Then we actually fall in love with him. Because it's all exchange of emotions. Because you see that he is loving us, then we also reciprocate by loving them. So similarly, we see that how the Lord completely selflessly, just for our own pleasure, he is doing all these things for pleasure of all of us. As a loving father giving so many things to their children, the Lord is providing for all our needs, everything. There is no selfishness in that. So that is actually the real love. And in return, we can only try to develop that loving feeling, sentiments for the Lord. So this is whole material creation is actually explained by this, that we should not get fooled. Do not get fooled that it's all by nature it is coming. They say no, it's all coming by chance. By nature it is coming. There is no supreme person, or there is no hands of God. So this is also, God is only a mythology, or it is only fictitious character, or it is something imagination, like that. There's nothing is like that. The Mother Nature, it seems to be coming from the Mother Nature, but who has engineered that? The Lord Krishna has engineered that. It comes from Mother Nature. It comes so naturally. It looks like it's coming from material nature. It's like a child is born from mother. So it seems like the mother is the creator of the child. Our father and mother is the creator. But they are not creator actually for the child. Child is the independent soul. And by all the arrangements which is made by the Lord, also devas, karma deva netrena, we know all that system is made, and then the soul travels through all that and enters into the womb of mother, and then whole system is everything is already set up by Lord Brahma inside in the factory. It is and then child, slowly the body starts developing, both gross subtle body starts developing, and then child is coming out. It's not just my mother or father is creating the child. There's so many things are involved. Because we are not able to see that, we thinking that, and then we remain only grateful to mother and father. When we forget that actually the real mother and father is Krishna. Krishna is telling Mata Dhata Pitama, I am your father, mother, grandfather, everything. Everything is actually facilitated by the Lord. But if we do not have understanding of this, we will remain atheistic, and that won't help us. We'll remain materialistic, and will engage ourselves in sense gratificatory activities, and we will actually bound ourselves more and more in fruitive activities, and we will be taking birth, dying. Endlessly it will go on. So this understanding which Lord Shiva is providing, this is the for a spiritual growth, that how everything is created by the Lord. If we get some clarification, actually that it is helpful. We won't be in darkness. Then we can actually work out things properly and understand that how and why the Lord is creator, and how this creation is taking place, what is his motive. So after all understanding, we become very grateful, we become fall in love with the Lord, and we start depending upon him instead of because everything is finally provided by the Lord. Yesterday we were hearing Prabhupada lecture that people are praying to, they are going to temple or churches, they are going and asking, oh God, give me bread. Is this something we should pray? Prabhupada is asking. God is supplying bread to every living entities. Nobody is remaining hungry. He is providing for all the even birds, beasts, everyone, they get their food. Anyway, we are getting the food. Why we have to again simply pray? Want to pray, we should pray uh, that we should become free from this apavarga. This we are subjected to this different type of miseries, birth, death, old age, disease. We are subjected to all these complexities of material nature. Let me, oh my Lord, it is possible for you. It's very difficult for myself alone when I am struggling like this. But by your mercy, it can be instantly happen. So please give your mercy, give me your blessings, so that I overcome all these things. I come out of all this. This would be our prayer. Instead of going and asking for the Lord, solve this small temporary problem. And there's no end of all this. It's all coming because of our own karma. Whatever activities we have done in the past, and according to the system, when it is ripened, then it is like a prarabdha karma. We just fruit is hanging and we are tasting that. This is ripened already and we are just one by one we are experiencing it. All coming due to our karma. We have to actually, what prayer we should do? That, oh my Lord, let me revive your remembrance. Prabhupada in this purport is telling this, for the Lord there is no difference, spiritual or material. But for this conditioned soul, jiva, there is a difference. This is matter, this is spirit. Even for the liberated soul, in the spiritual world there is no such distinction. There everything is spiritual only. We sing a chinta mani prakara sadma sukalpa viksha. That even the dust is chinta mani, is very conscious. The spirit in nature. But as soon as this material creation is there, this living entities, they are forgetful of God, they are forgetful of Krishna, then there is the distinction comes, this is spirit, this is matter. So spiritual world, everything is spiritual. This material world, we see there is a combination of spirit and matter, and we remain forgetful of Krishna, so we think everything is matter. So the goal of life should be remembering Lord. This especially this understanding of the creation is very much essential. If there is no such understanding, first thing is we will have this propensity for sense gratification, because there is no God in control. Everything has come out, and we have to only live for short life. So this is all naturally gives us a feeling like that. Let us enjoy. This all we are. Our purpose of life is enjoyment. By default, it becomes like that. But when we understand the creation, then we actually understand there is a higher purpose of creation. The creation is meant for two purposes, not just for enjoyment. Enjoyment is a side purpose, because somehow or other we have the strong desire for sense gratification. So that also has to be taken care. But the main purpose of the creation is to revive our consciousness, to revive our remembrance of the Lord. So as soon as this remembrance is revived, we actually can break up the cycle of birth and death. Krishna says, Anta kale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati sa madbhavam ya atma. He's saying that there is no doubt at time of death, whatever, if you remember me, you'll come back to me. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam testya, and whatever state of mind you are there at time of death, you'll get that kind of state, that kind of body you will get. According to our consciousness, we will develop different types of bodies. Karma deva nitrain, according to our activities and according to demigods, Devanetrena. So the creation is meant for higher purpose to make us conscious, Krishna conscious. So, when we this whole thing we understand, then we actually try to cooperate with the plan of the Lord. So the plan of the Lord is this: He is calling us, come back to Godhead, come back to me. So that is only possible when we engage ourselves in Krishna's service. And we engage ourselves Krishna's service, then both of this happens. We remain very satisfied, very happy, and also we slowly we progress towards our ultimate goal, going back to Godhead. And on the other hand, when we don't cooperate, then we see that we remain more and more miserable. Externally it seems that a person is enjoying or he is very happy, but that he only knows he is filled with so many anxieties from both a person who is very poor or very rich, all subjected to lot of anxieties, and anxieties is coming because of unlimited material desires. So many desires are there and they are not able to understand this is according to whatever we have, our stock is there, we are getting that. They are not able to understand, they are not able to see the hands of God. So best thing is to cooperate with the God's plan, with Krishna's plan. In this way we'll remain very happy and we'll also go back to Godhead. And what is that? Say that Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Eva Kevalam Kalau Nastav, Nastav, Nastav Gatinita. So one of these thing is most important thing is chant the holy name of Lord. In all our activities we should include chanting, practice of chanting the holy name of the Lord. So when we chant the holy name of the Lord, we'll see that our problems will be automatically taken care. Problems seems to be, but even material problems seems to be there, but it won't affect so much like before. Our mind becomes more peaceful, our memory of the Lord is revived, we becomes very natural for us to render devotional service. So this most important thing is to chant the holy name of the Lord. As Prabhupada is telling, 4 do's, 4 don'ts, so we have to take care of that. So this is all very important. So Sri Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante maam buddha bhav samanvita. I am the source of all spiritual and material world, everything emanates from me. The wise who knows this perfectly engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. So this is the outcome. If you understand that Krishna is source of everything, naturally we will worship him. Our devotion will increase. And that's one of the reason, because that's why creation is spoken so many times in Srimad Bhagavatam. At least dozen of times it is spoken. Different places is coming. Lord Shiva is telling about the creation. Then second canto creation will come. Like this, various places about the same thing it is spoken. Even Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling that everything is coming from me. Because that is the natural outcome is that we revive our loving propensity for the Lord. Any comment or question? ग्रंथा श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, पतित पांच प्रभुपाद की जय.